Mindful awareness practices have been getting a ton of buzz for the last couple decades or so. It's hard to go to the grocery store without seeing mindful awareness practices on the cover of a magazine these days. There's actually good reason. It's not just a new fad, it's not just trendy. There's a ton of promising research showing that mindful awareness practices have the potential to impact our well-being on a multitude of levels. There's significant research pointing to reduction of chronic pain, pointing to stress management skills, pointing to immune system response, enhancing the immune system response in a healthy way. So it's pretty remarkable the power of this simple practice of paying attention to the present moment on purpose without judgment or needing the moment to be different. I like to add that moment can be helped with a little bit of kindness too. So in terms of the connection to mindful awareness practices and our mental health, why is it that we feel at the Sky Center this practice is so important for our clinicians, for the families that we serve, the youth that we serve, and anyone who is connected to a youth's emotional well-being? That includes teachers, people who work in hospitals, first responders. We're casting a really wide net when we're talking about sharing mindful awareness practices in our community. When we talk about mindful awareness practices as related to mental health, specifically we're looking at the benefits that have been shown connected to the reduction in symptoms of depression and anxiety. Also, research that is supporting one's ability to cope with those symptoms. How is that possible? How is a practice that returns our attention to the present moment helpful when it comes to significant behavioral health concerns like depression and anxiety, which we know are associated with suicide risk? Well, it's connected to the research around a wandering mind being linked to an unhappy mind. A mind that wanders into the future is linked to anxiety. When our mind wanders into the time zone of anxiety, we might be rehearsing for something that we're stressed out about. We might be going into worst case scenarios. That is sometimes also called catastrophizing, and sitting and working with a lot of fear over situations that are not yet happening. A mind that wanders into the past has been linked to depression. Our mind in the time zone of depression might be ruminating, stuck in old images, thoughts, memories that are painful, that may bring up thoughts of shame or guilt or regret. And it can feel incredibly powerless to have our mind casting back into situations that we can no longer control. So enter mindfulness. Even when the present moment is a challenging one, it's the only moment that we have some control over. It's the only moment in which we can bring our attention to things that can actually help us control the outcomes of our experience. We are better able to respond in moments of crisis, and we're better able to connect to the facts over fear. So that's where mindful awareness comes in terms of our wandering mind.